So today on this video, we are going to discuss how to become a better futsal coach, especially if you are just starting your futsal coaching career. Basically, the first tip that I want to give you, and all of these tips come, of course, just from my experience and from what I'm being able to observe on the other futsal coaches. So rest assured, you are good to go if you take this advice. So the first tip is to have a huge desire to learn. When you have a huge desire to learn, you will be constantly trying to learn new things, constantly doing workshops, courses, reading books, going to live events, and all of that is very, very important, regardless on in which stage you are of your career. So the need and the will to be constantly absorbing new knowledge is very, very important, because otherwise after a while you will become outdated. And on top of that, if you don't get yourself exposed to new knowledges, to new people, trust me, it will be harder for you to evolve. Sometimes it's just the someone saying the same thing differently that will resonate with you and that will help you evolve in your career. So always have a huge desire to learn. However, always be critic with the knowledge that you get, with the knowledge that you observe. The best way to explain you this is that the best exercise or the best futsal drill used by the best team might not work at all for your team. Different contexts, different players, different coaches, different playing methods, different training methods, etc., etc. So don't take the knowledge just because the knowledge comes from high value coaches or high value teams. Don't just take that knowledge as granted and don't immediately try to use it in your team, in your contest. Even on the same level, the same exercise, the same way of seeing futsal and the same way of training doesn't work on team A as well as in team B. So imagine if and how it will work in your team specifically. So try to understand everything, try to get as many knowledge as you can, but always have look at the knowledge and try to analyze it coldly to see if in fact that is going to be useful in your team or not. Let's say that you always play 3-1 and then you are getting knowledge and an exercise and context for a team that plays in 4-0. It doesn't make any sense that you try to use that drill in your training sessions or that you try to use that in your team, even if it is the best drill in the world. And even on the people that are at the same level that you, sometimes just by discussing the ideas, just by seeing the way that other coaches are thinking, it might be enough for you to understand, okay, I don't want to do this because in my reality this will affect this item, this and this and this. So it doesn't make sense for me to use it. But always analyze it first before accepting it or before rejecting it. That's a great tip that I can give you. Tip number 3, if you are starting, volunteer to work with different coaches and in different roles. If you are just starting, trust me, it will help you a lot if you accept to work at any team in any context, and for the first 1, 2, 3 seasons that you are starting out, always accept these invitations and make yourself available so that the clubs and the teams might invite you to work with them. Let's say that you don't want to have anything to do with goalkeeper coaching, but if a team needs a goalkeeper coach when you are starting your career, accept it. Go there, try to understand what is needed regarding the goalkeeper training, but pay attention to your surroundings, to the club, how the club works, how the team works, how the other coaches talk with the team, how they prepare themselves, how they organize the training sessions, etc., etc. So this is a hands-on approach to the tip number 1 and tip number 2. So if you have a huge desire to learn, and if you want to get as many knowledge as possible, and try to see if some of the things that you think work or not, the best way to do it without overexposing yourself is to be on a team and see what they are doing. Like I said, even if it's not the level or the role that you want to do in your future and in your career, okay? Accept it, get the knowledge, get the feelings, see the surroundings, and for sure it will help you improve as a coach. As another tip or an extra tip, the Portuguese national team coach, so Jorge Brás, did something like this. So he worked at different levels in different roles. He was a goalkeeper coach for a big part of his career, and he was in fact a goalkeeper coach on the Portuguese national team squad. So even him, which is, I have to say, one if not the best futsal coach in the world, was a goalkeeper coach on the beginning of his career. So goalkeeper coach, assistant coach, scouting, video analysis, accept the roles and try to get as many knowledge as possible from them. Tip number 4, create your identity. I know it can be a countersense that I'm saying to work with different coaches and different roles, and now I'm saying create your identity. But this is a step further. Because of the knowledge that you get, because of the experiences that you get, you will start to see or to have the feeling of the things that you would like to do or you will not like to do at all. So create your identity along your career. This has a downside. The downside of this is that, and you can tell me, or you can be thinking while I'm speaking, that okay, but just having my own identity, having my own way of playing, my own way of coaching, sometimes might stop me from going to club A or club B because I'm not nothing of what they are searching for. And that's a good thing. Trust me, that's a good thing, because it will close some doors, that's for sure, but it will open up doors for clubs that will clearly identify that they want a coach as you, with your ideas, with your personality, with your feelings, with the way that you behave with the club, that you behave with the players. And when that happens, it will not be a surprise for anyone. It will not be a surprise for you. It will not be a surprise for the club. It makes much more sense that a club gets a coach and the club knows what to expect from that coach than just taking a coach because he's a good guy. Let's say that, one example that I was talking before, let's say that you are, let's put it on the other option, that you are a very good coach playing in a 4-0 system and that you like to play mixed defense. It will not make sense for a club that's always playing 3-1 and that the players are very used to play man-to-man marking, that they will get you. But if they know that you are a 4-0, usually, or by standard, a 4-0 coach that plays mixed defense, they know that a club that needs a coach with those characteristics will for sure get you and will for sure increase the chances that everything is going to be okay and that the expectations match between you and the club. And the last advice that I want to give you on this video is that regardless of you having your own identity, always adapt and evolve. What I mean by this, if you are a coach that likes to play 4-0 and in your 4-0 you usually prefer to have the outside players making the entrances. Okay, sometimes, or at the specific team that you are, or on the specific league that you are, it will be better if you play the inside players going to create going forward. And that's a sign of you being smart. Okay, this is my framework, this is the way that I like to work, but I have to adapt here and there to refine some things. To maybe you have like a corner kick that in the past was very, very good, and now because of the way that the teams that you are going to play against, they are defending in a different way, and it doesn't make any sense, you are not scoring anymore. It doesn't make sense, in my opinion, that you keep pushing that corner forward. So change it. Slight changes. Don't change your identity. For me, that's the worst thing that you can do, to change completely your identity. But be ready to adapt. Be ready to change some details, because even when you are further in your career, you still have to learn and you still have to get knowledge. And sometimes when you get knowledge, some idea that you had before might change because of the knowledge that you are getting now. So you might change one or two things on your way of working, and always evolve, because the goalkeeper rule is always changing, and we don't know what is going to change in futsal from now forward. So some rules might change, some ways of playing might change, the teams will adapt. At the beginning, when futsal started, almost all the teams played in 2-2, and now almost no one plays 2-2, so everyone plays 3-1 or 4-0. At the beginning of the beginning, the goalkeeper could not launch the ball after the midfield line, and now they can do it. But in the youth teams, at least in Portugal, in Spain, and in the countries that I am more familiar with, from under 15 below, they cannot play it again after the midfield line, so they have to play short. So all of this makes you evolve. All of this makes you to have the need to adapt. So that's my tips for today. I really hope that they can be helpful, and I see you on the next video.